Hello, guys. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, mister.
It's good to see you again. Sorry for the delay. I was finished with the eighth graders topics. I don't know if you remember that topic, relationship and functions. That was one of the topics that we studied the last year in the fourth quarter. So the eighth grader students that was study that situation. So let's explain you a little bit longer between the difference between a relationship and functions. But they understood. By the way, don't worry about it. We're going to prepare a review for that one in a few weeks later. Even though I don't like it at all, the Lorna, but we're going to do it. Okay, guys, we're going to we're going to continue solving a few problems with the central tendency measures, calculating the mean, the median, and the mode. I want. By the way, I have two questions for you before to start the class. Number one, can you read perfectly well the things is reading in the whiteboard?
Yes.
Okay, this is one question. And the second one, how about the sound? Sounds good, sounds better, sounds the same way?
Sounds better, mister.
Better.
Yes.
All right then, excellent. So I'm going to erase the whiteboard and we're going to continue with the central tendency measures. Central tendency measures for non-grouping data. What does that mean? That means the median and mode, or as a manner of speaking. Okay, I'm going to erase this whiteboard. Do, do, do. Da, 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 da. And if you understand this part of the problem, we're going to study the same situation, but what happened if we have grouping data? This is not complicated, but it takes a little bit, a little bit of work about that. Okay, example number three again. Well, number one for this day. Okay, given the following data, calculate the mean, median, and mode. Okay, what data are we talking about? We have 96, 80, 55, 80, 20, 20, 24, 80, 66, 90, 90, 82, 20, 24, 63, 55, 24, 96, and 66. Okay, so given the following data, we have to calculate the mean, the median, and mode. I have a question over here. Just hold on a second. Da, 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 da. A little better. Okie dokie. Then, remember in this problem, we have to calculate the mean, the median, and mode for non-grouping data. All right, guys. What is the first thing that we have to do in this situation before to calculate the mean, the median, and mode? ¿Qué es lo primero que debemos de hacer?
The range.
arrange the
Oh,
data from the smaller one to the bigger one. All right. So give me a hand. What will be the smaller one? 20.
24.
20.
I'm not 20.
No, 20, 20, 20. You see, we had 20 twice, I guess, right? 20, 20, 20, 20. After 20, what will
24.
be? 24, right? 24, 24, 24. 3 times 24, right? 24, 24, 24. Okay, and after 24, that will be 24,
55.
55.
55, right? Twice. 55, 55. Okay, after 55, we got 63, right?
63.
63, 63. After 63, we got
66.
66. Twice, right? 66, 66, 66. After 66, then we got, a ver, después de 66,
80.
80, right? We have 1, 2, 1, 2, 3 times, okay? 80, 80, 80. Okay, after 80, that will be 82, okay? 82. After 82, that will be 90,
90.
right? 90, 90, 90, 90, 90. After 90, ¿qué nos queda? ¿Qué nos queda? ¿Qué nos queda? A ver, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
96.
96, pero nos hace falta un numerito. Nos hemos comido un número. Vamos a ver, porque deberíamos tener 1, 2, 3.
96.
Twice 96. Yeah, yeah. Thank you very much. 96 also. Okay. Now we arrange this data to a smaller one to the bigger one. What we're going to, well, in this situation, we're going to calculate the mean, the median, and mode. Remember, in the arithmetic mean, you don't need to arrange the data because in the order of position, it doesn't matter because we have to add and divide by the number of data. But when we're talking about median and mode, it's so important to arrange because we're going to identify what numbers or what data will be repeated the most frequency. Okay, then. So give me a hand. Remember, the arithmetic mean for non-group data is the addition of this data, right? Divided by for the number of data. So what will be the addition of these numbers? ¿Cuánto nos da la suma de todos esos? Give me a hand. 20 plus 20 plus 24 plus 24 plus 24 plus 55. Give me the final result, please. El resultado final. La, 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 la. Por lo menos de la suma de los numeritos en azul. Got it?
1111.
1,000?
111.
111. Okay. 1,111. Divided by how many data do we have? ¿Cuántos números tenemos aquí?
17. No.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
18.
6. 18 numbers. Okay. So the arithmetic mean will be 18. Okay. What will be the result?
61.7.
51?
No, 60.
Ah, 61.7.
Yeah.
61.7. This is going to be the arithmetic mean or average. Okay, now we're going to identify the median. Because we have 18 data, we're talking about an even number, right? Because we have an even number, what we're going to do? We're going to identify what will be the half of 18. Obviously, the half of 18, that will be 9, okay? So we're going to count the numbers to the smaller one to the bigger one until we reach the number 9. That means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. In this situation, the data number 9 will be 66. The smaller one to the bigger one. Now we're going to repeat the process at the opposite. To the bigger one, to the smaller one, 9 numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Coincidence, right? So in this situation, we're going to add these two numbers and divide it by 2. Okay, for that reason, 66 plus 66, we're talking about 6 más 6, 12, 6 más 6, 12 y una, 132 divided by 2. So the median will be 66. Understood, guys? Yes or not?
Yes.
Yes, mister.
Okay, we're going to do that process if and only if the quantity of numbers or the quantity of data represents even number. When we have an odd number, the only thing that we have to do is identify the grouping of these numbers or the set of numbers where it's going to be located the center. And that's it. I'm going to provide you an example when we have odd numbers. Okay, the mode. Remember the mode. There is no process in the mode in that situation. The only thing that we have to do is identify the number or the numbers who is repeat at the most frequency. At the most frequency. So what will be? See the blue one, the blue ones. That will be easier for you to identify who's gonna be the mode. Ahí se llama.
24 and 80.
Exactly, because 24 repeat twice and 80 repeat twice. For that reason, we have to answer from the mode. There will be 24 and 80. Exactly. Well done. And that's it. That's all that we have to do in this situation. Simple, right?
Yes.
Or sorry. Now I'm going to provide you another example, but this time I'm going to ask you to calculate the mode. Sorry, the median, because in that situation, I just really want to clarify what will be the difference between when we have even number data or odd number data. Okay. Calculate the mode, the median, sorry, the median of the following data. What data we're talking about? We have 40, 39, 21, 26, 21, 22, 22, 30, 30, 26, 40, 21, 15, 10, and 16. Okay. Calculate the mean if you really want to calculate the arithmetic mean or average, or if you wish to calculate the mode, well, you know how to do that. But in this situation, we have to establish what will be the center of this data. How many data do we have? Let's going to account this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We have 13 data. Can we calculate the median right now? Yes or not? ¿Podemos calcular la mediana ahorita?
No.
We
No,
need to do the range first.
exactly. Before to do that, in statistic, it doesn't matter if we're talking about central tendency measure for non-grouping or grouping data. Always, without exception, the first thing that we have to do is arrange to the smaller data to the bigger one, okay? So let's do it again. The smaller one will be 10, okay? Will be 10. After that, give me a hand. That will be 15, right? 10, 15, 16, okay? And after 16, what will be the next one? Will be 21, right?
21.
21, 1, 2, 3. 21, 21, 21. Okay. After 21 will be 22, right? 22. Going to copy over here. 22. After 22 will be 26 twice, right?
Yes.
26, 26. Okay, after 26 will be 30. Right here, right? 30. After 30 will be 39, right? 39. After 39, the last one will be 40. 40, 40, 40 was another one. Okay. 40 and 40. Okay. So we had the arrangement. And as soon as you can see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 times 2 is 12 plus 1, 13 data. So the number of data, that will be 13. The only thing that we have to do is trying to identify what could be the center. What could be the center of this 13 data? Well, the only thing that we have to do in that situation is, okay, to trying to localize the center, there's two ways. Just take a look what will be the quantity of numbers located over here and identify what will be the center. But instead to write the numbers over here, we can write the hue list in a horizontal line. Or if you see we have 13 numbers, we can subtract another one, one singular data. 13 minus 1, that will be 12, right? And half of 12, that will be 6. Yes or not? So say numbers. Well,
Yes.
we're going to account 6 numbers, starting from the smaller one to the bigger one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. 6. Same happened with another one, 6 numbers. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So 6 and 6. Pero recuerden que al principio teníamos 13, sobra uno, ¿sí o no? ¿Cuál sería el número que estaría entre el 21 y el 26?
22.
Exactly. That will be 22. For that reason, 22 will be the median. ¿Entendieron, muchachos? ¿Entendieron?
Yes, mister.
Okay. Did you understand, Lorna? Millie?
Yeah.
Okay. David, did you understand? David? David? Ha! Amelia, did you understand? Perfect. Even though if we have 9 data, same situation. When we're going to come, okay, 9 data, we're going to subtract one value, that will be 4, half of 4, subtract one value, that will be 8, half of 8, that will be 4. We have to account to the left, to the right, 4 numbers, right to the left, 4 numbers, and the missing one, the number between them, that will be the median. This is going to be the process if in just in case we have a median, how to say that, all data. Okay, so guys, you are fully prepared. I want to give you the last question. Is everything perfectly understandable how to calculate the mean, the median, and mode for non-grouping data? ¿Todo claro, todo azul? All right,
Yes,
then.
mister.
Now we're going to calculate the central tendency measures, but this time, instead to say for non-grouping data, this is going to be for grouping data. Well, did you copy that already? ¿Ya lo copiaron? All right, then. So I'm going to erase this word non-grouping data. I'm going to change for grouping data. Okay. For grouping data. Uh, for grouping data. And I'm going to erase the problem number 2, and I'm going to use this example. But this time we're going to start from this ordered data, okay? And I'm going to explain you how to calculate the mean, the median, and mode for grouping data, okay? I'm going to copy the example over here because before to do that, I'm going to provide you another formulas how we can do that situation. Okay, so let me copy this one over here. I'm going to copy this data over here, calculate the mean, median, and mode for grouping data. And I'm going to copy the blue ones in order, okay? 20, 20, 24, 24, 24, 55, 55, 55, 63, 66, 80, vamos a ver, 55, 73, 76, me comí 76 aquí, 66, 80, 80, 80, 82, 90, 90, 96, and 96, okay? I'm going to erase the first part of the whiteboard because before to apply the mean, the median mode, you really need to have another formula because the median is quite a little bit different way that we're supposed to apply for for non-grouping data. Just hold on a second. Okay. Da-da-da-da. Okay. Okay, first of all, I'm going to explain you what will be the arithmetic mean. You know, the arithmetic mean is the addition of the total data divided by the number of data. This is for non-grouping data. But in case from grouping data, we have a different singular formula. For example, arithmetic mean, the arithmetic mean, o la media aritmética. How we can calculate the arithmetic mean in this situation? The arithmetic mean for this situation, my dear students, that will be the addition of the product. You can see that one. The addition of the product of the frequency multiplied by xm. What does that mean, xm? I'm going to explain you already. Divided by n. Okay, in this situation, my dear students, the letter F represents the letter F represents the frequency. Frequency, what does that mean? The frequency means the number of times that one singular number is repeated. For example, if I ask you, what is the frequency of the number 24? What is the frequency of the
Three.
number three
3.
times, right? That will be 3. What is the frequency of the number 20?
2.
2. What is the frequency of the number
2.
63? No,
Uh,
63.
1.
1 and so on. This is the meaning of that situation. XM, XM, that means mark, class mark. I'm going to explain you what does that mean, how to calculate the class mark. Class mark. And obviously, and that will be the, the number of frequency. The sum of frequency. In the sum of the frequency, obviously, that will be the quantity or the total quantity of numbers in that situation. Okay? Don't worry about it in this situation. Okay? And what will be the mark class? The mark class, and simple merely words of class mark that I'm going to copy over here. I'm going to clarify over here a class mark. Just to explain you already, this is because this is a few formulas, and after that, we're going to start with that example. The class mark is the midpoint of each class interval. Is the midpoint, if the midpoint of each class interval, of each class interval, class interval, in the midpoint of each class interval, that means, or it is equal, it is equal, um, it is equal to half of the sum of a sum of the upper limit and lower limit. And lower limit, midpoint. What does that mean in that situation? For example, I'm going to give you a quick example. If you have an interval 15 to 66. This is an interval 15 to 66, okay? And I ask you what will be the class mark. Well, if we analyze the situation, the class mark says if the midpoint of each class interval, it is equal to half of the sum, the upper limit of the lower limit. Simply words, if you really want to apply this class mark, xm, xm, that will be equal to, what will be the upper limit or límite superior? What will,
66.
66, right? 66 plus the lower limit, that will be 50. And if you see, to have, what does that mean? That means the addition of these two numbers will be divided by 2. For that reason, the class mark will be equal to, give me a hand, 66 plus 50, that will be 116, right? 116 divided by 2. So in this situation, the class mark will be equal to la mitad de 116.
51.
Excuse me, me dijo, la mitad de 51 or 58, right? 58. And this is how we can calculate the class mark. Understood until this part? Yes or not? Remember, arithmetic mean in this situation will be the addition of the product of the frequency times the class mark divided by the sum of the frequency, or if you wish, divided by the total numbers of data. The total data, simplementary words. Okay, how we can calculate the class mark? The class mark we can calculate simplementary words is the midpoint, the addition of the upper limit plus the lower limit and the result divided by 2, because midpoint, that means the center between them. And I provide you a little example just to clarify or to explain you what does that means in this situation. Okay, now I'm going to explain you how to calculate the median and mode, because it's so important you determine what will be the following formula. I have a question over here. Sorry. Dice aquí, I'm sorry to be here in class. But okay, I understand, baby. Okay, then. So now we're going to talking about the median. The median. The median. In this situation, that will be a little bit different than for non-grouping data, because in the front grouping data, when we have even numbers, remember, we're supposed to account the half of the counting to the smaller one to the bigger, to the left to the right, and right to the left, adding both and divided by 2. But in even numbers, in odd numbers, you know already, we subtract 1 unit, calculate the half, and the number located between them, that will be the median for non-grouping data. But for grouping data, we have another formula for simplementary words. In this formula, in this formula, my dear students, will be given by MA equal LI plus C multiplied by N over 2 minus the addition of the frequency. So I'm going to explain you what does that means. And divided by FM. I'm going to explain you what does that mean, FM and 2 and something like that. Okay. Well, in this situation, Li Li, my dear students, that means the real lower limit, real lower limit, the real lower limit. So the lower limit is literally words. The letter N represents the sum of absolute frequency. Okay, the sum of the absolute frequency. C represents the width class, o sea, el ancho de la clase, width of the class. Width of the class. F sub, that means in this situation, sum of the frequencies of the classes before median class. I'm going to explain you what does that mean at the moment, because at the moment we're going to apply the median, we have to create a table, identify frequency, absolute frequency. In that situation, that means you have a number or a frequency over here. We have a lower one, we have an upper frequency and downward frequency. In this F sub, that means before the median class. If the median class is in the middle between them, the upper one, so the upward frequency, that means the F sub. But that will be easier for you at the moment when you see the table. This in formula is just kind of sounds kind of weird, but at the moment we can calculate this table frequency. You're going to identify this is going to be easier. Okay, and Fn, that means the observed frequency. Frequency, the observed frequency in the class that contains the median. In simple merely words, is the frequency when we identify the median. Don't worry about it. Yeah, at the moment when we create the table, you learn how to create the table, you shall see the application of this formula is so easy, because before to do this arithmetic, median, and mode, we had to construct a table, creating obviously the intervals, the mark class or class mark, as a matter of speaking, frequency, absolute frequency, and so on. Don't worry about it. That will be easier at the moment you're going to study that one. And finally, the mode. The mode. Da, da, da. MO. The mode equals else I plus C plus C parentheses. There will be delta 1 over delta 1 plus delta 2. Okay, this is the formula. Okay, in this situation, Li, as soon as you can see, represents the lower limit. Okay, C represents obviously the width of the class, as a matter of speaking. Now we have to identify What does that mean, delta 1 and delta 2? Delta 1, according to the definition, is the difference, o sea, una resta, difference of the frequency below to the model class model class, difference below the model class from the model class frequency. Okay, and delta 2, sorry, and delta 2, that will be represent same situation, different of the frequency, and that situation will be after the model class. After the model class, from the model class frequency. This is going to be the three formulas how to calculate the mean, the median, mode. Don't worry about it. It's not complicated. I know when you see this formula, you say, well, it's kind of weird. Sounds a little bit complicated, but no. At the moment we're going to create a table that will be easier to explain you how to use this formula. But basically, the most important thing before to do the arithmetic mean, median, mode is grouping those data, creating the interval, class interval, creating the table in simple, literally words. Okay. When you're finished, guys, just let me know. Okay. Cuando ustedes terminen, me lo hacen saber. And by the way, do we have some time yet or not yet? ¿Tenemos todavía tiempo? ¿O queda poquito?
Ya son las 8:30, mister.
¿Y a qué horas termina la clase? ¿O no me diga que ya nos pasamos?
8:34 y termina a las 8:30.
Oh, perdón. Bueno, le voy a tomar un print screen. Se lo vamos a mandar al grupo. Muchachos, ¿a cuál grupo quiere que los mande? ¿Al de guía o al cual que teníamos el año pasado? Muchachos. Hola.
No sé,
Bueno,
el del año pasado.
dele pues, del año pasado. Ahora se llama Algebra 1 Class 2022, ¿ok? Ahí les mandé la fotografía. ¿De acuerdo? Bueno, ahí disculpen muchachos. Bueno, entonces jovenazos, esto sería todo por el día de hoy. Entonces, solo me queda pues agradecerles por su asistencia y el día de mañana vamos a explicar con detalle cómo resolver este ejercicio. Y ya van a ver ustedes cuando ya se crean las tablas, esto es bien fácil. ¿Sí? Bueno, Dios los bendiga, los guarde, los cuide. Los veo mañana si Dios así lo permite. Bye
Bye,
bye.
mister.
Take care of
Mister.
yourself. Bye bye.
Mister, yo lo que le mandé al chat.
Dígame, sí, ahorita, dígame.
Vio
Lo que le mandé al chat.
Lo mandé al chat del año
No,
pasado.
lo que yo le mandé al chat de Zoom.
Sí, lo vi, hijo. No se preocupe, lo leí. No hay problema.
Ok, mister. Bye.
Bueno, bendiciones, hijo.
Bye.
Bye, bye.